Yeah, flying away.
Oh, okay.
Take a seat, warm your toes, and relax now.
Yeah, no,
Good idea.
yeah, the parking is full there, the building.
Why is that, you know? Something happening in the school? Like I said, the community center is empty. I didn't see anything there.
Yeah. Except for Artinian. They gave us a community when we first came in, but they have a side.
Oh, you talking about Latin Club?
There's Latin church.
Yeah, they packed that room.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a whole lot of ready to come out and gospel.
See those kids off to school safety?
Yeah, all two of them.
Oh, two.
Yesterday there were none.
Really?
Yes.
They caught a snow day or what?
Yeah. Everybody got driven.
Oh, I see, yeah.
I was all turning the cell phone off in case anybody wants to call me. I had a big rattle in the back of my truck, inside the cab there. Found out what it was, got it removed.
Yeah, what was it?
There's a box of stuff I forgot that was there.
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
take it
Like
to,
me, she behind me, winding up and said, what the heck is this guy
did
doing?
you take it to a mechanic to discover it? Or?
No.
We said, let's do a thorough look over.
When I take it to a mechanic, I generally offload everything out of the truck anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
Tommy.
we do.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Mama.
Gentlemen.
Good
You
morning,
need a
Rito.
rest.
Huh?
You need to rest. You're breathing too heavy.
Hello.
Thank you.
Good morning. That was a great, Steve here, that was a great thing we had.
I think that was wonderful.
Yeah, Frank was telling me about it. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there.
There were people from all over the
But
Cook County area.
Everybody's come, get Chicago and all of them in there.
You know what I like to say, Lito? I like to say they came to see what Cicero does so they can learn from us.
It was nice. It really was a good, that was the most people they ever had, they said, by far.
Yeah.
Later.
Well, good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Jessica.
You need one or two? How you doing?
Okay.
Good. We're busy.
Yeah, I bet.
In the snow, because our guys help with that, and then our regular stuff. We're hustling since Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Is Tucker?
No, he's on vacation.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. His wife had to go somewhere or something, so he's on vacation.
Good for him.
Okay. Look at that, Lito. I got a certificate of appreciation from
That
them.
was nice. Is Mario coming?
I haven't heard. Is Tom coming?
No. Tom's on vacation.
Good for
Yeah.
you.
He's on a stay-at-home vacation, but he's on
The
vacation.
handicapped
Good.
filled in the parking garage.
Yeah.
He's like parked in a
Of
yellow
course.
strut place.
I know what that is.
That's what I have.
It's like me taking 3 boxes of empty stuff to the grocery store. Okay? Empty stuff. And I go in, and they ask me what's going on. I said, this is my grocery list. This box, replace it with something with it.
I gotta get, I have like, big butcher.
Jessica, you want to put this one over there?
And over the years from cutting and everything.
He fit in there just right.
It's got like
You know what?
rooms,
His
so
baby,
my honey
just as
goes
don't wanna mess with someone's child.
That's your own list.
Well, it's the boss lady.
Really?
You could do this, I know you did it before.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I gotta get that going.
How's the snow cover at the new property? Buried?
I've
You know
got,
what though, what my husband said, he likes it better.
What I would like to
because
do
at the new house, he has the skid steer.
over my 2
So he
weeks
doesn't know
off,
where to switch, and the thing's
being
heated,
school
and it has
crossing
glass,
guard
and it has a
for
windshield
this
wiper.
Christmas and New Year's
Up.
thing.
And back down, and he was done, and then at my
Let's
house,
go to
he
Ohio
won't
for
actually get out of
see one
Sure.
son,
handheld
Sure.
one.
go to North Carolina to see another son, and
You know, he gets in there, sheltered, a little cab, a cup of
Yeah.
coffee, and
it's too late to order flights on airplanes.
Crazy
how's the
places,
bees?
too.
I
Yeah.
went
And the
down
trains
5
are
out of the
crowded,
6,
filled
and
up.
the 6th hive was
I
so
mean,
aggressive
$1,400 one way
that
for
I couldn't winterize them.
2
I couldn't
people
put
on
their
a
jacket
rain
on.
sleeper
So
cab,
I was like, you know what?
sleeper room in
I
the
don't need
train.
you. I don't need you and
Yeah.
your aggressive genetics.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna rent a car if I go.
I'll put a new hive in your spot next year. It's not worth it.
When we had the bees at my sister's house, the one hive, my hive actually became very Africanized. I was probably twice the difference of what we are here, the distance, and they came and they attacked me.
Proclamation.
I got like
Oh,
3 or
oh.
4 bites before I managed to get away. From that far away, they were aggressive.
Yeah.
That happens, I guess. I don't know why, but
There's
anyway.
Well, I just touched him, so if he's not coming, we'll get,
All right,
we don't wanna
great.
get going right
All
away.
right, there.
But you're gonna have fun with Christmas though at your place.
Understand. It'll be nice when we finally get in there.
Yeah. I'm envious. They have this open space and nature.
We're not making more of it, so I was gonna say it's my land. I wish
Hi, Melvin.
Hey, what's up?
Man,
We turn the heat down a little bit, I'm overheating here.
Yeah, I know. I got 3 layers on top and I got 2 more in the back of the chair.
You
Layers
walked
on the
here
bottom.
today?
No,
Oh, thank goodness, it's slippery in spots.
but I got out and shoveled the snow before coming here, which was
You
nothing.
got warmed up doing that.
Saturday I went out 4 times and Sunday only once. Then that sun came out Sunday and dried my sidewalk.
That snow was heavy Sunday.
Yeah, it was, but because I was out 4 times Saturday,
Yeah.
it wasn't much.
That's what I did Saturday 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Mario's sick, so he's not making it.
Ah,
Okay, so today, December 2nd, 2025, we're having our Stormwater Management Advisory Committee meeting. It's a little after 10. And we'll do roll call. Commissioner Tom.
Here.
Commissioner Frank.
here.
Commissioner Larry.
here.
Commissioner Steve.
Here,
Commissioner Mario is absent. He's ill today. Could we have approval of the minutes that we received?
So moved.
First by Tom, a second.
Aye.
Larry, okay. Commissioner Tom,
Aye.
Commissioner Frank,
Present.
Commissioner,
Aye.
Commissioner Larry,
Aye.
Commissioner Steve,
aye.
and Lito, aye. Okay, any public comments or questions or nothing? Okay. The permeable alley program, the town, we went over all this a bunch of times though, the CDBG 4 alleys totally complete. The town received an additional $500,000 of DCO grant for Green Alley. The project is scheduled for construction for 2026 for 7 more alleys. And also, I know Tom's not here today, but this is part of it. yesterday he was here and they had bid openings. They had 3 bid openings, not to do the alleys yet, but for other different means and stuff towards that program. So everything is moving forward as far as the $96 million. And with that, we're gonna be doing over 20 alleys is our goal, definitely over 20 alleys. 2026 MWRD permeable alley program, the town has been awarded $475,000 for construction of 3 permeable alleys. Melvin, thank you. MWRD Stormwater Project Program, Kohler Park, I received an email yesterday asking where we are as far as the design project, because they're getting closer to actually award this project. And this has been going on for over a couple years, and the money still hasn't been awarded, but we have it almost completely designed from what I understand. We leave it on FEMA. There's 5 other projects and applications that were submitted for September 13th, 2024. This deadline, there's $57 million in grant funds, and, you know, that's coming from FEMA. Let's hope the money still stays there, and maybe we can get lucky and get awarded another project. I gave you a quick jump. I went a little bit too quick about the town with the $96 million disaster relief. But that's moving forward, and Tom and his office have been working very, very hard on that project. The Stormwater Master Plan is done, waiting for review. I'm not sure if Tim Gary already sent it to be looked at by MWRD, but he said he was going to be doing that, so I'll find out if that's been done. The combined sewer cleaning inspection program, we did complete Roosevelt to Cermak, 46 to Lombard. It's complete. We had money left over, so now they're doing from Cermak to 25th Street, from Austin to Lombard. And if there's still a little left before we rebid, we want to try to finish up that corridor from Austin to Lombard, 25th to the railroad tracks. And we'll have that done, so then we'll have less to do on the next bid. We can continue maybe more south, because it's moving good and forward fast. So we got over, I think we got to look at about 475 or 480 hours of video we're gonna have to start looking at. So this is gonna be tedious, a lot of popcorn. Yeah. You beat me to it. The backflow preventer program, I know they were still coming for applications. I was at the window yesterday, someone had theirs completed, so I didn't get a final tally, but January I'll have the final yearly tally I'll get from the clerk's office, and we'll know where we stand with that. And this quick meeting, we don't have, once construction starts, we got a lot of projects we're gonna be moving on next year. We're also looking at maybe adding, like, this is not with the stormwater, but if we're tearing up a street with stormwater, about changing out the lead service lines in the processes for ripping up the street, trying to get everything done and see, get as many as we can get done.
Can I ask, I've seen spray painting of various colors and flags on my front lawn. Is that for the water line, or?
No, it's all Julie's. The state was working on purging, and they put some new curb and gutters, and then they were making all the walkways handicap accessible down Pershing Road. So that's what it was.
So that's a state road.
Yeah,
so that was their project. Okay.
Yellow's gonna be gas, red is for electric, orange is,
I'm sure they have water.
fiber optic, blue's water, green is sewer. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, thank you.
Yeah, so I know, we had a big water leak down that way.
In the middle of 39th Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the second or third time.
Well,
that
we
line
weren't
went
sure though, because when it happened, right there, you have McCook, you have Riverside Brookfield, you have North Riverside, you have Cicero, and you have Berwyn, all right there. So there's 5 big main water lines going. And Frank, some of these were here for years. Remember like on Pershing back in the day, they used to have parking on diagonal and it was
Yeah,
all
it was
on,
perpendicular parking.
yeah, and it was all gravel at
The
the time.
gravel shoulders, 2 lanes, one in each direction.
Yeah, and
It's
that
a
was
country
it.
road.
And when they did the extension, what happened is for some crazy reason on Austin Boulevard, because our main was always in the Parkway, all the way down, but on Austin Boulevard, it jots out about 12 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet into Pershing. It goes to 61st Avenue and jots back to the Parkway and goes to Lombard. And for some reason, where it jotted out, that's, where the problem was. And,
Back then, it was very pleasant. You had 2-lane
quiet.
gravel shoulder road. You had the MWRD hills that were established across it. You felt like you were living in the country.
Except
Now?
the smell.
Well, the smell is.
But yeah,
it's over in
because
the Cook Quarry.
I was telling them, and they're like, no, it never was. I'm like, oh, yeah, because I remember when I went to prom with this young girl and young lady. She was in high school. I was in college for 2 years, but her grandmother lived right around there. And I remember when we went, she wanted to go to her grandma's before we left, and we were all full of dust. The car got all full of dust and everything. So I'm like, yeah, I was telling everyone, yeah,
It's rustic, yeah.
that's how it is. So, but it's crazy when they redo streets and stuff. Like I know Cermak Road, we have a couple anomalies there too when they widened Cermak Road and changed the parking and everything. So you
Now
have
30.
old maps, but your mind is thinking the line's going straight.
Now
It's not gonna-
39th is a major highway. It's a major state route. but
Yeah.
They're constantly repaving it because the semi-trucks come ripping down there. They hit a crack in the pavement, you hear boom, 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 Starts at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yesterday, I think there was an accident around your house.
Yeah, I didn't notice it, so,
There was Cicero and Stickney police in 2 cars.
yeah. That corner there, 39th and Central, always accidents.
Yeah. Whoa, we got way away from this meeting.
Well, it's all
My
right.
fault. New business, any new business?
Well, I do have one question on the permeable LE program, CDBG, green LE paving. You say 4 LEs, 3 LEs have been completed. You did state 4. Is it 3 or 4?
No, we had 4 LEs through CDBG funds, but 3 were completed.
Okay, so there's
One of them we're
pending.
gonna get at the beginning of the season.
Okay,
Because technically, last year, the weather cooperated, and we went a little later, we went a little bit into December. But this year, we
Yeah.
had this earlier snow in
Yeah.
November, and then all the asphalt, well, we don't use asphalt on these alleys, but all the asphalt plants have closed and everything. You can pay to open them, but it's insane, the price.
well, that does bring me up to what I have to proclaim, and I'll just give you a briefing. My understanding is that people on this committee here, we all have a purpose. You being the chairperson and the director of the Cicero Water Department, you're our administrator, and the 5 of us, we're advocates for the people of Cicero, and that's why President Dominic put us on this board to represent the people of Cicero. And, we're joined by MWRD and Morton Arboretum, and we get some guests here to help us support and all that. And with Tom Thompson, working with all the funds that he generates and saving the Cicero taxpayers that additional taxation is a great deal. And with winter approaching, and understand that there's going to be a slowdown in the construction, I'd like this board to send directions to advocate to the residents and provide a greater understanding of the issues involved. Our residents are intelligent individuals, but may not be familiar with the many needs of property ownership. Many come from apartment dwellings depending on the landlord to provide the security of their occupancy. Some have worked hard to build capital and purchase their first home here in Cicero. Others come from geographical areas which have different building construction and cultures than what we have here. They are learning what it needs to, the needs of ownership are, and we must help them acquire this knowledge. Often relocating to a new environment from a foreign land or even a different neighborhood brings a culture shock. We must help our new neighbors assimilate and bring these divided cultures into a united community. The early months of our meetings, we discussed the need to share important and helpful information with our community, bringing them a greater understanding of their property needs. I recommend we spend the following months on developing resources to help our community gain a greater understanding and responsibility of property ownership. Now, on the following page, first I'd like to say State Farm Insurance, my good neighbors there, sent me an email link that just opens up so many winter safety features. That I picked one of them, and that was shoveling your snow. And so I'm curious what happened with our recommendation of maintenance for the backflow preventers. We completed that back in early November. Tom had sent me a copy of his.
Yeah, now we gotta get that to be seen if it can be put on our social media department.
Well, that's, you're gonna have to rephrase it with winter coming. You're gonna have to say with spring and spring rains coming
Yeah, we
now,
can
but-
just, that's simple
You know.
enough to get done.
But the other one I have here is kind of Saturday and Sunday made this is what opened up to me. This idea of water sidewalk safety tip for homeowners. And it just lists different ideas on which precautions you should make when you go out there and shovel snow, but the idea is to encourage residents to shovel their snow. I mean, there's no state law that says they have to shovel their snow. Some municipalities do have laws, but they can be held liable if they're negligent of their sidewalk and allow icy, unsafe walking paths, and someone should fall. They can be liable for that. So I thought this would be a nice little addition, and I welcome everybody to go look at that State Farm site and get some ideas. There's so many different things there. How to protect your home from the winter, how to clear snow off your roof. And I will be happy to email everybody that link.
Do they have anything about, I'm just curious, we put a thing, and we'll probably be putting it in January issue. I gotta see if they're gonna have room for me for the news or put it on the thing, cause about frozen water pipes. Do they have anything about that on there? I'm just curious.
You have, yes, I believe they do.
All right.
And you've had that
Yeah,
single page in the past.
yeah, Tom and I put it together many years ago. This year's supposed to be a bad winter, and that would
Absolutely.
definitely, I know when we had that Siberia, and we had so many freeze-ups and leaks, and the problem is, there is no magic way of defrosting water lines once they freeze.
No.
And the problem is, once they start freezing, and if the weather doesn't get nice warmer or nothing, and the frost line just keeps dropping, there's a chance right back in the early 80s where Mr. Taco is. When I first started, we had a couple real brutal winters in 83, 84, 85, and it was like way below zero, then the wind chill and everything, and they froze their pipe. Their main pipe froze, and it remained frozen. They didn't get water for almost 3 weeks. And once that happens, there's no magic tool to say, okay, we'll get you water, because most instances, once that starts happening, you can't. That's why we always say, leave the water running slowly in your basement, so the water's circulating, and as it's circulating, it don't have time to freeze up. The water's always moving.
That's right.
And I know Duncan, that was many years ago too, that Duncan, veterinarian on Laramie Avenue, they froze, and they were froze for about a week.
And there's another unfortunate aspect that happened when I was young. I lived at the 1900 block of North Fairfield. Well, the 1800 block of Tallman was all wood frame houses, 2 stories, and someone decided to take the torch to the frozen pipe.
Oh, my goodness.
The whole block was burnt down, and it jumped to Bloomingdale Viaduct and started the 1600 block too. I mean, the whole block was gone.
You know, years ago, a lot of municipalities used to use what was called an arc welding machine. And we would hook it up to the buffalo box, we would catch the roundway, hook the key there, and then we would go into the house, and where the water would come up, we would hook up a electrical clamp there, electrical clamp there. We had to shut the breaker box, and you would turn it on, and in some instances, within about 2.5 hours, you would end up getting water. It would, the electric current would defrost the pipe and do it. Well, we had a couple minor problems with the houses where they didn't have it properly grounded and stuff popped on and everything. It was not bad, but that same winter, Oak Park Water Department burned down a property by doing that, because the way the electric was, and it was also a frame house, and I don't know if it sparked, I don't know the whole thing. And after that happened, I know our former mayor told us, stop. She said no more.
And that's why, like you said, do they have anything on freezing pipes? And that's important to educate these people.
There is, once it happens.
Yeah. And a lot of these people, they come from a different environment. They're not familiar with the seriousness of a
You know, and like,
Cicero winter.
even like a lot of residents that come to Cicero from Chicago, where Chicago, most instances, there's no meters and people let water run and they're not as conservative about leaks. They let them run. And when they get here, if all the leaks are fixed, there isn't nothing because everything's metered and they'll get a high bill. And they want, in the winter, it's, the only bad thing is, you know, and if you leave your water running, you spend $20 or $30 more for that winter, you're a heck of a lot better than one broken pipe and the damage it costs.
Especially when it thaws.
Yeah.
You know, I worked at a hospital when those pipes thawed. It was a mess.
So in other words, if it freezes, it's all gonna break. The typical solution is that the pipe will burst when it starts thawing.
You know, not always. One smart thing is if your pipe freezes, leave a faucet open.
Oh, sure.
This way, as it slowly starts melting, it has a place for release. Doesn't always happen that way, where it will get to that and release. There's been many instances where the pipe just splits in the middle when it defrosts, and then you all baloney breaks loose, like happened to Tom.
Especially when you're dealing with old galvanized piping.
Yeah. Or even the copper now.
Yeah.
If you have a thinner copper, you use a lower level of thickness of a copper, a cheaper one.
You're right.
It'll
Yeah,
break
it's
easy.
break. Where do you leave the faucet running? Is it preferable to the basement?
I always tell everyone leave the basement slop sink or, you know, the laundry
okay.
tub sink. I always say leave that one running. You don't have to leave the hot on. Just leave
No, just the
leave
cold.
the cold on. And just
drip
leave it like don't just drip it. You want a straight trickle, like a straight line going, because that should be enough in most instances to get it going. But also, you gotta make sure your basement windows and all that aren't cracked or anything, or you don't have big gaps, because the pipe between the drywall or the old plaster, and you have a pipe running on the outside wall and you have a crack in there, that now becomes a freezer, and it keeps the pipe in there and it freezes solid. And, you know, when, like for outside meters where people freeze up outside with the outside meters, sometimes snow on the ground is the best thing, because believe it or not, it acts as an insulator, and it allows it to not freeze as quickly.
Another point is the outside sill cock. Isolate it and open it and drain it.
Yeah.
Because that freeze will carry in through the
Oh, yeah,
basement.
it can write in if people don't.
So there's so many things that people need to know about property ownership and take a sense of ownership and responsibility. and
Because even
follow
those,
through.
even those frost-free, silcox are
yeah.
not frost-free, I'll tell you that right now.
No.
I know firsthand.
But again, those ones I see on that State Farm site, like I had to condense this one about
Yeah.
wintering, because you gotta really pick it apart. And I was hoping Mario will be here and ask about the legality of using that information, if State Farm would object to us taking
Well,
it.
but if we mix it up a little,
That's what we do, change a few words.
right?
As long as it's your own words,
Yeah.
we can take inspiration.
But if it
That's,
becomes,
that's why she's here, not,
if it becomes
I already gave us
public,
wrong advice.
if they make it public, isn't that free for the public to use?
Well, it's probably still got their logos on it and whatnot, so.
Yeah,
Well, there's actually some disclaimers saying that we're not wholly responsible for this because.
And we don't want to be either, because you've got some health information on here about injuries and what do they say about if you're over 45, don't shovel snow? That's
Yeah.
sort of the jingle.
Yeah, if
It
you're a
can be
senior
a-
citizen or health
a cardiac
conditions,
issue.
you know, and the town of Cicero, you could
You
register.
broke the rule, I broke the rule.
I had fun Saturday. But the town of Cicero, if you register with the senior services and
Yeah.
handicap services, they'll clean your walk. Get to what, 3 inches of snow?
Yeah, 3 inches, and they wait for the snow to stop.
I measured 7
Yeah?
Sunday morning.
But I
That
will
was out.
share that link with you, and there's so much there, so much there.
Please share it to me.
You know, from driving safety, you know, automobile safety, snow buildup on your roof, and it's very helpful. So I will share that. That's about all I have to say.
Anybody else, anything?
The question I had, since we have all of this sewage or water going through the town from the other communities, do we actually have an ability to estimate how much of that comes from another community?
You would have to hire a contractor, an outside company, an engineering company that would have that would be able to set up in our sewer systems and, areas like, say, close to Roosevelt and Laramie where, you know, you'd have to find it and you'd have, I'm sure they make some kind of flow meters.
So we don't have anything
No,
to
we don't have,
estimate. Do we get any compensation for the?
none at all.
No?
And
Well,
that's
what
one of the things we were discussing with the other communities a couple times about the cost of repairing something. Why should Cicero burden all the cost if our sewer system on Laramie Avenue fails? I mean, it's almost 7 foot 8 inches, I think, round, and then it goes farther. I mean, and the cost to rebuild something like that kind of a structure is crazy, but why should we burden the whole cost?
Exactly.
If Chicago needs our sewer to get,
Right, to
get
get
to
to-
the sanitary district. And
Well-
that's why I said at a few instances, I'd be happy if it broke over on Roosevelt Road and on the north side, so we don't have to worry. But, I mean, I really don't mean it that way, but I'm just meant it as where a lot of people don't realize the importance of our Laramie Avenue sewer, but it's also very instrumental and important for the Austin area in Chicago, because they have that one, they have the one on Central, that's all draining, and then it all goes into ours towards the sanitary district.
So then, if it all comes through here, how does the sanitary district charge us for what is being delivered to them?
Well, this is one thing I've been asking Pedro, if there's an outflow charge. Like if you're a business or hospital or something, they measure your outflow and they measure the contaminants that are in it. Then they figured how much water you consumed, and they says, all right, that's all wastewater, and you've got so many parts per million of mercury in this 1 gallon of water times 2 million gallons, you know, you gotta pay for
Okay.
removing that. And so I've asked Pedro if there is an outflow charge from the town of Cicero into MWRD. He doesn't believe so, and there probably isn't, but if there is, why are we putting that bill?
Right.
And two, I presented last month an estimate just based on how much water, stormwater falls on 1 square mile, and how much the average human creates in wastewater per day, and I had that estimate on that spreadsheet last month. And what is contributed by these other communities is 4 times what Cicero produces.
4 times.
4 times as much. So like you say, are we paying an outflow charge for all these other
That's
townships?
what I was trying, yeah, that's why I
No,
was
we're not,
raising the question.
we're not. We're not paying an outflow charge.
Okay, because, yeah, doesn't make sense, but
But the size of our pipes to accommodate all that, whether they're undersized or not, anything that happens that we need to correct as a result is an additional expense. I mean, I'm dealing in theory in some respects, but in other words, if we've got an 8-foot pipe instead of a 6-foot pipe, we're paying more money because the break came within our city limits.
Correct. That's what something we want, and that's one of the reasons why we were talking about trying to get, I don't wanna use the wrong words, but like a taxing district almost, to help accommodate if something does happen to the sewers in Cicero, while Oak Park, Berwyn, everyone else is draining through our system, something that would help us. Why should it become our taxpayer burden to pay for the whole repair if it's not only our water, it's, you know, I mean, we're stuck with the burden. And this is all, like you said, in theory. You say the pipe breaks at the bottom of the bridge. And now we have a bridge right there. We gotta worry about traffic and closing it. We gotta dig it all up, repair it at a huge cost to Cicero, when in actuality, we're not the only one who's
Using it.
using it.
yeah, it's true. You gotta
And-
remember, I'm sorry.
No,
you finish?
no, and I'm just saying, there's a lot of water coming through it, so we batted around quite a few different ideas, but we're trying to get, once this master plan gets reviewed once it gets sent, that it's reviewed, and we can sit down and go, you know, hammer it out amongst, you know, with MWRD, and they can give us some recommendations and everything also. That's when we wanna sit down, and unfortunately, government does move a little slow, and, you know, you're trying to get stuff done, but a lot of times as fast as you want it done, it doesn't always go as fast.
Well, that master plan completion, that's what's holding off those other municipalities from joining us at the table. Once it's completed, they
It's
say, okay,
completed,
we'll meet.
it's
Yeah.
completed now, we've just, from what I understand, it's been sent off. Marty from, the company that designed it, send it to Tim Gary, and also they're sending it to the, MWRD, and their MWRD is gonna review it, and then they're gonna sit down with us, and Pedro and his, crew will sit down with us, go over ideas, what they think could change or whatever, and then we'll have to get it approved here. But in the meantime, once it gets there and we get going through it, that'll be a big
Excellent.
help.
Excellent.
Do we know if those communities that are running their water through, that they're at the same water rate from the city of Chicago?
The city of Chicago charges us all the same rate.
So
They have
all
to.
the communities,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and actually our rate is lower than a lot of the communities around us. Like the city of Chicago cannot raise Cicero, Berwyn, or any other suburb without raising their own residents. That was brought to court years ago, and they can't do it, because for a while there, they raised the suburbs, but legally now they have, if they're raising the suburbs 10%, they gotta raise the city residents who get the water 10%. What they did in a way to combat it and get more money is they made a sewer tax, so if your water bill comes out to be $120 a month, your sewer bill automatically is $120 a month. So they made it 100% of what your water bill is, your sewer tax.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what some municipalities are starting to look at doing too. Make a gravity sewer tax rather than just a set number. Because you can bring in a lot more income, you can get more work done, and you know, and if you do something like that, you're more punishing the big users than the small houses where there's a single family house of, you know, mom, pop, and 2 or 3 kids who don't use a ton of water comparable to an apartment building that may have an A flat and use a ton of water, and they're adding a lot more water into our system. We didn't discuss doing that, so I don't wanna think that yet, and a lot of municipalities have been going that route now.
I don't look at the water bill every time, I just pay it. But the sewer charge is in that bill already.
Yes, it's a flat fee, and if you're a senior citizen, you get, what is it? Is it 35% off your sewer, and 10 off the water, or?
You
Yeah,
get a
it's 10% off
reduction,
your
yeah.
10% off your water, 35% off sewer, and no garbage charge.
Yeah, it's quite a savings.
Yeah, it adds up.
You see, you have to understand the history. Cicero was established in the mid-1800s. They built a lot of the drainage systems, all right, that led to the sanitary shipping canal. Once those sewer lines, drainage lines were established, then at the turn of the century, Chicago annexed property, Oak Park annexed property, and Berwyn annexed property. On drainage lines Cicero had built. You know, and back then the population was much lighter and the permeable landscaping was much more. Now it's concrete, more people, more water. This antiquated system can't hold that capacity.
Yeah, I did become aware of that. And as I thought about it, I realized that everything was done as if Cicero would have remained the same and of same size and of magnitude that it had in the beginning. So they did it for the benefit of everything within the community, and then all of a sudden these towns or people making them into separate communities, there was no discussion about the fact that the sewer lines were really a part of what they were taking, and there should have been some obligation to compensate for
I
it.
would think so, but we became friendly fire. That's where we are.
Yeah, it's a really complicated issue.
But it's important that people understand the issue, you know, and just not blame the heavy rains on us or the town, or you have to understand. And to go at that Metropolitan Water Reclamation, when they issue an overflow alerts, conserve your wastewater. It's quite a bit, you know, rain barrels help. You know, the more permeable landscaping you have, the better off we're gonna be.
Like now our usage, we're down to, it's gonna slow down, but we use over 8 million gallons of water, but now we'll be down into 7.5 million, 7.75 million gallons of water a day. It drains somewhere, because no one's sprinkling.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, of the 7, you know, say 7, we'll just say 7 million, make it simpler. Maybe 1 million is consumed, but the other 6 million gallons go through. Now you got everyone else using, you know, like the Austin area is a small suburb itself.
And then
If
we
you
get-
would, it would be like a small city itself. There's a lot of people there. You have a big user, I'm sure, with the hospital where a lot of water is drained through and everything. So it's, you know, you get a lot of water on normal days just flowing out.
And you look at the population, it's a denser population in those areas.
Yeah.
There's less permeable landscaping. It's,
More
well,
apartment
humans.
buildings.
Yeah. And the same thing holds true for the property that's east of Costner, because Chicago used to go all the way to Cicero used to go all the way to Western. Now that's
Right,
all
yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've suggested in the past, put flow meters on those intakes. And charge them.
We gotta see the legalities if we could,
Well, I understand that.
if what we could do or what we can't do.
Is the expense commensurate with the size of the pipe? So the larger the size of the pipe, the more involved that flow meter is?
You know, I'm not an expert on flow meter, with the flow meters, but I believe with them, they can put them in any size sewer, and you'll be able to get a flow.
And like you say, why do we pay for our sewer damage? Why not not everybody else, because the more water you have, it's like Pedro explained, it's like draining a swimming pool with a
Straw.
straw.
Yeah.
But as that water builds up in level, it adds more hydrostatic pressure. And these antiquated sewer systems can't handle that. That's where we start to fall apart. So, it's when we have these meetings with the plan and other municipalities, hopefully something will come.
Okay, anything else?
No, I'm happy.
Who makes a motion for adjournment?
Nice.
Larry, and second?
Frank.
Frank, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy, healthy New Year.
When's the next meeting?
We're gonna keep them now the first Tuesday of every month. We're just gonna stay on that schedule.
And the next meeting will be January 6th, I believe.
6?
Far removed from the holidays, so.
Oh, it is, okay.
I should be here. If I'm not here, Tom will be here.
Just put the bulletin up. The minutes.
I have to go for, procedure the 5th.
Well, God bless. Good luck
They
to
said I
you.
should